So shout out to the Shake Squad. Naughty Gang, stand up. You know who it is. If you don't, it's your boy Shake. And we got a lot to discuss today. But before we dive into everything, I'm gonna get a few things off my chest first. Right now, the community is so mad with 2K, they're literally blaming YouTubers for the state the game is in. One side is blaming YouTubers for complaining so much that the dev team caved and now the game is all messed up because of the YouTubers. And there's another side that's saying big YouTubers aren't complaining enough and that they're keeping themselves silent because they're on some mystery contract that bars them from speaking the truth about 2K. Can't say anything bad about 2K because of some contract? That's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. I'm gonna silence that nonsense right now. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but the only thing that 2K offered was to be part of their stream team. Here's another fact that another thing I want to touch on. Why is it that the events, the park looks so amazing, but they went with the same drab sort of standard look for the neighborhood, like the main square playing area, the multiplayer area? I think they should have made this a theme too, like a day-to-day. It should have been a theme here. But don't you want people to be excited for your core game? See, if I was invited to that round table meeting, that's the kind of suggestions I would have made. Like, no, you can't put out the same looking park. 2K said they wanted to sponsor 10 to 15 streams of mine where I get to simultaneously stream on my platform and on theirs as well. That's a no-brainer. I was gonna stream the game anyway. My real Naughty Gang members know that from June last year to June this year, I was streaming like 20 streams a month. I was streaming practically every day anyway. I made the switch from Facebook to Twitch, and I figured, hey, that's where I'm gonna be doing my giveaways anyway, so sign me up. And I don't mind streaming because I ain't afraid of getting exposed. And streaming ain't nothing to me. And besides, you guys think it's funny if I win or lose. So kill all that corny contract narrative nonsense. Don't come to me with that stuff. Go to somebody else's channel. And if you don't like it, you can get to stepping. Don't let the door hit you on the back on the way out. Now on to the real topic of discussion. I've got a list of at least 5 major things that 2K needs to address immediately. Now, I've been doing this a long time, and some of you guys might know that I went to the very first community day. So I've been in 2K's ear since day one. Y'all are complaining about a badge progression meter. Who you think was going at 2K for not even having a badge progression meter in the game? I was the dude arguing in 2K's face in 2K16 saying we need progression meters for everything. We want to know when we're repping up. We want to be able to see when we're getting close to even unlocking our badges. So keep that in mind as we tackle these topics. I'm gonna keep it professional, but I don't want you to forget who's talking to you. Number 1, since patch 5, the game repeatedly crashes when trying to join off friends in the neighborhood, especially if you try to join off the 2K cell phone. But if you accept an invite, it'll spawn you in with your 60 overall player that you haven't even started working on yet. I got word yesterday on Twitter that if you delete that player to avoid that problem, it'll end up deleting your main build that you've been working on. And that needs to be fixed pronto. The main core of the game is playing with your friends, playing in lobbies, and that's been a problem with 2K for years now. It's getting old. We're struggling to join each other's neighborhoods. There's not many games that have this kind of an issue. I wish we could have the team up lobby system for the park and the rec, so this way we could all join the neighborhood at the same time. But then I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna be missing and he's gonna be thrown into a different neighborhood and we're all gonna have to follow that guy. This is an issue that needs to be addressed right away. I just said something bad about 2K. The 2K police are coming after me. Number 2, after patch 5, you still lose rep if the other team quits. Doesn't matter if it's Team Pro-Am or the rec, if the other team quits, you're losing rep. Now you can rep up in my career mode in the park, but we all know that the rec, Team Pro-Am, those are the best places to get the most rep. And the rec especially because it's way more unorganized teams out there. You're gonna blow their asses out. You're gonna get all your badges done. You're gonna rep up real fast. That's if you actually run with a team though. But it just sucks because I have friends that have been grinding since the game dropped, didn't put one red penny into buying any VC. They're 99 overalls and they can't keep their rep because teams quit. So if you play Team Pro-Am with the sweaties, you're not gonna get the best numbers and you're gonna lose rep. And if you play rec and a bum team quits, you're gonna lose rep. 2K said they're gonna address this, but it didn't come out in the last patch. I'm guessing it's gonna be in patch 6, but we need a fix for this right now. Number 3, you can't do drills after rec games and park games. You do realize that these events are 4 hours long, and after you're done with the event, you kind of want to go do your drills so you can finish off the badge you was just working on. But you can't. You have to go play My Career first. I don't know why they changed that. Now, it could be because, you know, the 2K engine is like a Jenga puzzle. You change one thing or you fix one issue, and then there's other issues that are falling apart. Or it could be they felt like if we're gonna increase the speed at which people can earn their badges, we're just gonna take away the ability to do drills after park games and rec games. Either way, not being able to do drills after park and rec games, I feel like that's a bad look. If we can go back to the way it was and the way it was intended to be, I think the community would be very grateful. Number 4, the Pro-Am game speeds. Now normally I wouldn't touch on this subject because I saw how bad it got when people were complaining about game speed, and you had centers running around with like 110 speed. But why is it that the park has its own speed, the rec has its own speed, and when you're doing the shoot around at your team Pro-Am, you're going lightning fast. You're like moving like you're at the park or something, but the moment the game starts, you're moving like you're stuck in quicksand. We played our 2 first games of Team Pro-Am just to practice last night, picked up a guy that we seldomly run with, and in game 1 we ran against a team full of 99s. It was cool, it was all 99s and they beat us. But we were running around like we were jogging in 2 feet of water. Everyone's shot timing was off. It was horrible. Game 2, we got a little bit more used to it, but you can clearly see that in the actual shoot around, you're so much faster. The moment the other team comes in, you're slow. We were just playing the rec and it's so much faster. Same thing with 3v3 Pro-Am. Why is that slower than 3v3 Park? I first noticed this change in 2K18 when they first introduced the ruffles and it was inside of its own arena and it was 3v3. But that 3v3 in that arena was slower than 3v3 Park. Inconsistent game speeds wrecks everybody's game, and you almost have to dedicate yourself to that one game mode. Otherwise, it's gonna throw your whole game off when you venture off into another mode. And number 5, we still have fake games in the background at events and inside the rec. Those games you guys see in the background with everybody wearing the same high-level socks, the same exact 2K shoes, no tattoos, the same hairstyle, it's fake games. I don't understand the need to put those fake AI characters in the background. And I understand that 2K20 is really just an improved version of 2K19. I get it. But I really hope in 2K21 we do away with this kind of setup and we got something a little bit more fun, something more appealing to look at. I just don't think you have to simulate 3 extra courts in the background with fake games going on, you know, taking up memory space. The rec or walk-on should definitely have multiple locations so we're not playing in the exact same, you know, dry, boring location for the entire 365 days in a year. Now, anyways, those are my top 5 main concerns. Now, there are absolutely a bunch of other minor issues, you know, that pertain to gameplay, slashers not being able to dunk or catch lobs, and playmakers not getting takeover fast enough, and all kinds of other issues with shooting or whatever. 2K already knows what has to be fixed, updated, or changed for the future. Keep in mind, every patch has to be approved by Sony and Microsoft before it gets released on either console. Some patches or updates just don't make the deadline in time for them to release that with that new patch. We just have to sit back and hope that everything gets addressed in due time. Now, I've been around long enough to know that the first week or two, anytime a 2K drops, it's gonna be a mess. It usually is. There's all these day 1 fixes and a whole bunch of patches that have to go out, and I'm aware of that. That's why I usually reserve my true judgment and review of the game after it's been out for a month or so, because I need to get a chance to learn more about the game before I start saying too much about it and mislead the people. So yeah, the game has had a horrible launch. It's been crazy. But we're about a month after that launch now. Some of these remaining issues need to be addressed, so hopefully for the next 10 months we can have a real fun time playing the game. Now, I play the game because I love basketball, and as you can see, I'm a very passionate 2K gamer, and we've been through all the BS before. 2K still has the best basketball game, and until that changes, we're gonna be right here. Over the years, I realized we're gonna deal with some problems. But whatever happened to, if you don't like the game, don't play it. I didn't like Madden no more, so I stopped playing it. I didn't like Live no more, so I stopped playing it. COD and Battlefield fell off for a couple years. That was big on my channel. I stopped playing it. But 2K and basketball is where my heart is at. And if you feel the same way I do, you know we still got a lot of work to do in this community. So it's your boy Shake. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. As always, smack that like button and subscribe, and I'll holler at you dudes later. Are they using an algorithm to monitor feedback gameplay-wise internally within the game itself? Or are they monitoring feedback from complainers over Twitter and Reddit? Because 2K20 at its core has changed dramatically from what it was when it launched. All those people bitching about 2K19, I kind of think they want 2K19.